Now let us talk about the data models for business intelligence. We have been using data warehouse for the purpose of data analysis, and data warehouse is storing the large amount of data. We had the star schema and Snowflake schema. In star schema, all the type of transactions are stored in a facts table. This is called the facts table. Here we have the transaction ID, date, we have transaction type, then we might have the product ID, the rate, cost, customer ID, supplier ID, employee ID, country, and so on. This means that all types of transactions are stored into facts table. This could be your sales transactions, purchase transactions, stock transfer transactions, accounting transactions, financial transactions, employee salaries transactions, and so on. All type of transactions are stored here. So this is called the facts table. All the related tables are called the dimension. So this is the customer dimension. So I will name it dimension, and this will be customer. Another dimension can be dimension products. And here also it will be one-to-many relationship, because one customer will have multiple transactions here. One product will have multiple transactions here. And here if you see the dates, so it will be only date. But what about the month, date, week, day, quarter, and all of that? This information will also be available in the dimension calendar. Primary key will be the date, and it will have the day, month, year, quarter, weekday, month to date, year to date, current day, current month, current year, today, yesterday, weekend, and so on. We can have dimension of calendar, and that dimension of calendar can be linked to the facts table. So we'll again link it with the facts table. We can also have another table which is linked to suppose supplier. So we can have the dimension of suppliers, and the primary key will be supplier ID, supplier name, supplier country, supplier city, suppose, supplier address, and so on. Here if the transactions are related to employees, so there could be a dimension called employees. So the primary key will be here employee ID, name, employee designation, date of birth, date of appointment, country, and so on. Whatever information is there, so you will have that. And then if you establish a connection between these both, of course, there will be a connection between them. Now this will keep growing, and you will have many dimensions for a facts table. So you will have one fact table connected to multiple dimensions. In business intelligence, we say it the star schema. Why we say it's star schema? Because the facts and dimensions are linked in this way. So if there are suppose multiple dimensions, like 5 different kind of dimensions, having the facts table or linked to the facts table, establishing a one-to-many relationship. So one customer, for example, this dimension is customer, this is supplier, this is employee, this is date, this is products. These are all having all their transactions stored here. So all type of transactions are stored here. So there could be another table here. It will have multiple transactions in the facts table. So all of these tables are connected to the central table. It is creating a star. Star schema is a mature modeling approach widely adopted by the relational data warehouse. It requires modelers to classify their model tables as either the dimension and fact. So dimension table describes the business entities. So entities can include the products, people, places, and other concepts including time. So the most consistent table you will find in star schema is a date dimension table. So in facts table, you will store all the observations of the events in your business. Could be sales orders, stock balances, exchange rates, temperature, employee transactions, employee salaries, employees transfers, product stocks, and so on. Fact table contains dimension key columns that relates to the dimension table. So here are the dimension key columns. So if you see here, product ID is a dimension key column, customer ID is a dimension key column, supplier ID is a dimension key column, rate, cost, these are not dimensions. So there could be, for example, quantity, there could be amount, sales value, stock value, temperature, and so on. It could be any facts that you are storing into facts table. So this will be a huge table. It will contain huge amount of record. Many rows will be there. It will contain billions of rows, where these will be sometimes hundreds or maybe thousands. Facts table is having data from all the different dimensions. That's the reason the key for every dimension will be there in the facts table other than the facts. This could be one example of the star schema. Transactions table is FCT or facts table. and facts transaction, and there is dimension of transaction where transaction ID and transaction type is defined, created by multiple users, so users table is there. Transactions are related to multiple merchants dimension is there. Transactions are related to multiple accounts, multiple dates, dimension for the dates is there. Another example could be like facts of sales, dimension from the customers, the date, store, and dimension of product.